Hello everyone and welcome back to Wicked Reading. Today I will be reading SCP-1583, It Only Makes Us Stronger. Object Class, Keter. SCP-1583 designates a collection of metallic barrels designed for use in supplying fallout shelters. In reproduced images, the exteriors feature the informational text originally printed on them. When viewed directly, the labels read, Notice from Department of Defense. This device can be used in your shelter or other places of refuge to protect yourselves and your families from the horror of nuclear warfare. Simply enter your family into the shelter of choice and open your container. Safety will follow. You will be protected and comforted with your family bit by bit, held safely until every other seeker of comfort is too. Then we come out, rebuilding a burned world together. Blood and stone, flesh to wood, sweat and concrete. Build in your image. When opened, instances of SCP-1583 will release thin, white, thread-like organisms, which will bind together in order to form a large appendage. SCP-1583 will attempt to seize living subjects and bring them within its mass. Following this, the thread-like portions of its mass will disassemble the subject's body. Outer epidermis will be destroyed within 14 seconds of contact, followed by muscles and other tissue. The subject's skeletal structure will slowly dissolve over a period of 2 to 3 hours. There is no observed limit to the quantity of this mass SCP-1583 is capable of releasing, with containment breaches reaching almost 600 meters above the instance. This organism is capable of opening SCP-1583 on its own, if there is nothing preventing it from exiting on the other side. These entities are possible to be destroyed through application of extreme heat, but if additional instances of SCP-1583 breach containment, or if containment by other organizations fails, the energy required to neutralize SCP-1583 entities increases. In addition, the mass and speed of emergence has increased over time, currently being at 200 kilograms of matter every 15 seconds. 4 instances of SCP-1583 have been destroyed by the Foundation since initial containment. If an instance of SCP-1583 is opened, the pressure exerted by the organisms within all other SCP-1583 instances will increase proportionately, requiring additional pressure to prevent containment breaches. This new increase in force will be permanent, and no way of reducing or relieving it has been found. The destruction of emergent SCP-1583 entities has been found to have no effect on the new forces produced by other instances of SCP-1583. SCP-1583 was recovered on September 19, 1989, after an entity breached within the group campus. Foundation agents were able to destroy the emergent entities and contain 20 instances of SCP-1583. During this time, stored instances of SCP-1583 suddenly increased in pressure and breached, causing the destruction of Site-57. SCP-1583 reclassified as Keter. On November 15, 1999, Foundation assets were able to confirm that the GOC possessed instances of SCP-1583. The GOC is believed to have breached 1 instance in a 1990 destruction attempt, which caused the initial Foundation reclassification. GOC personnel were contacted, and the current joint containment procedures were negotiated, with the Köln Agreement established precedent for the joint containment of anomalies. Addendum. Following the destruction of Site-57, Foundation and GOC research personnel were able to observe SCP-1583 entities interacting with one another and the area around them. Following the destruction, buildings and other structures were reconstructed from the entity's mass. Several buildings which had been torn down or destroyed in the last 50 years were remade, such as the original barracks, greenhouse, and recreation areas. In addition, portions of the area covered by SCP-1583 entities were constructed to appear from the towns of 3% of all research personnel formerly stationed within Site-57 originated from these areas. Humanoid entities have also manifested, bearing resemblance to these subjects. They display limited memory of their past lives, generally having idealistic or incorrect memories of the subject's past. In addition, entities may not match any individual subject, but a mixture of several whom were known to be friends or family members. These entities retain SCP-1583's properties. It should not be approached by Foundation personnel. Special Containment Procedures. All instances of SCP-1583 are to be held in individual pressurized containment units, located within Joint Containment Area 8. Each chamber is to be separated by a distance of half a kilometer, and no instance of SCP-1583 should be brought closer than this distance. All chambers are fitted with hydraulic pistons, preventing the SCP-1583 instance's lids from opening. All instances of SCP-1583 must be held down with at least 14 megapascals of pressure at all times. In the event that a containment breach occurs within the area, the pressure being placed upon the contained SCP-1583 instances must increase by 60% for each confirmed breach. The Global Occult Coalition Group of Interest will report any movement or activity from the containment areas they administrate to contain SCP-1583 instances. If the possibility arises to seize an instance from one of these locations, it should be acted upon immediately. Currently, the Foundation and GOC have contained 61 instances of SCP-1583. The area around former Site-57 is to be artificially sealed via a poured concrete structure surrounding the former facility. Within this bunker, temperatures must exceed 500 degrees Celsius in order to prevent the spread of SCP-1583 entities. Heat emitters based around SCP-334 research have been constructed on site. A facility built around it has been staffed by Foundation personnel, who are to communicate with GOC personnel on means of destroying the SCP-1583 entity.